it's Kristin, and it is time for me to update you on the products I am using up. So I am part of a huge collab. I will list the original video below for you that was started by Alice for Living, and we did our first video. I cannot honestly remember now if it was in the end of December or early January, but she wanted to get a bunch of gals together to, you know, kind of focus on using up some products in our stash. And I was happy to jump on the bandwagon with that. So this is an update to that. And also previous to this, for the past, I don't even know, 3 years, something like that, before 2016, I always have a going list of the products that I'm trying to use up, and it's the same kind of idea, except that Elle's added the sort of piece where she wanted us to kind of put a number to the products we wanted to use up. So I'm going to update you on my original list, which is getting smaller because I've just made it part of the other list. And yeah, hopefully some of that makes sense to you. All right, so let's get started. The very first product on there is the Maracuja Creaseless Concealer, which I am still using regularly. Anytime I have some sort of a blemish that is, you know, clearing up on my face, I use this. I love this because it has this little spout on it, so I can very easily squeeze them up and kind of dab it on the area I want to. And I don't like this underneath my eyes. I will use it underneath my eyes if I have to, when I'm traveling, if I want to just bring one. But you have to let it sit for a good long period of time before you smooth it out, because it definitely is thicker than a moisturizer, or than a concealer under my eyes that I like. But there's no way for me to show you how I'm doing, but I am still using that regularly. The Maybelline Color Tattoo and Badge of the Bronze, you guys. I don't even know how long I've been trying to use this up. I can't use it every day, but I have been making a concerted effort. I talked about it in my favorites video that I had used this. By the way, I'm filming this on October 5th. So if you're seeing this after the fact, I am still working on using up these products. Anyway, this is where we're at. And so I talked about how I was using this with the Makeup Geeks Pigment and Sweet Dreams over the top of it. And I keep kind of stirring it up, and it will get creamy enough to use again. So I will have this used up by the end of the year. I will. If it is the last thing that I do. If I have to paint my face in Bad to the Bronze, I will do it. All right. The Pixi Endless Silky Eye Pens have been on my list forever. So I grabbed the champagne one I have used up to the point of where I can no longer sharpen it. I can't get it in the little sharpener enough. So that is that one. And I did use this, as I had talked about, in the fact that I was using it as a base all over my eye to kind of use it up, which is a good way to use those sort of things up. Now, and that one, in case you're curious, that's how tall it was. This is the mark for that one. And then the other one in the Sage Gold shade, I'm going to put it right here. So you can see that's where I was at my last update, and this is where I am right now. So look, it's like I'm a real panner, right? I am making good progress on this. It will absolutely be used up. We're coming into fall now, which is when I wear a lot of greens. But I will tell you, I'm going to show you here. I'm not sure if you can see. It's kind of getting really patchy, and it's tricky to use, but I'm going to use it up. I promise you, I'm using it up. All right, I just was measuring. I'm such a slacker on this, you guys. This is the Too Faced Perfect Lips, and I do like this, but I don't know if I've just been wearing different shades, but I don't think I've made any progress. I maybe used it once. So I need to work harder on that. I will work harder, I promise. All right, the last thing that was on that list, and again, this was before I started the other list, was the Smashbox Photo Filter Powder Foundation. And you guys probably saw it in an empties a while back. I did use it. And I used Kristen K's method of kind of breaking it up from the outside, using a little alcohol, making a paste, and repressing it here. So I was able to use it all, and there is nothing left there. Well, okay, maybe there's some residual, but there's nothing left enough to use on my face. So I did use that up. I'm very happy about that. I'm sure that you guys are as well, because you're probably sick of hearing me talk about it. All right, so let's move on to the products that I had set for myself to use in 2016 and see how I'm doing. The first one was primers. I had said I wanted to use 2 primers. I had used up, as of the last update, the Chanel LeBlanc and the Biorderma Sensibio. I was starting in on the Arbonne makeup primer. Makeup primer was not good. It was horrible. It was not something, I shouldn't say horrible. For me and my skin, it's a very silicone-y primer, and that just doesn't work with dry skin. So that one I actually don't know if I just the other day decided, so I think I'm going to give it away to somebody. I don't remember if I tossed it or if I'm going to give it away, but it is out of my collection. And what I've been using up and what I will continue to use up, and you can tell because there's not a ton in there, I can't show you exactly where it is, but this is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin. This is if I ever do the ride or die video, this would probably be my ride or die primer. I have purchased this primer more than anything else. It just, I've said a million times before, it just does what a primer is supposed to do. It gives you that a little bit luminous, not a lot, just a little bit of luminosity, but it really just makes your foundation last longer, and it doesn't dry out your skin in the process. So that is that. You know what I found in my little basket of things that I was saving? I did have the Chanel LeBlanc. That was the one. I think I had finished up the Sensibio last time, and I finished up the Chanel LeBlanc over the summer. I would purchase this again. I like this a lot. All right, concealers, or no, not concealers. No, foundations. I wanted to use the two foundations, and as you guys know, I was working through the Guerlain and the MAC Mineralize together, and I did use those up, so I'm very happy about that. Let us all have a round of applause. And I have, you know, as we've gone on through if you've been paying attention since the beginning of 2016, I've added on things, you know, to see how many I can use up by the end of the year. So I have pulled, I think this is the one I'm going to use. I have kind of anyway, let's just get into it. This is the Ilavasca Skin Base, and I am in the shade SB 4.5. And so this is the one I pulled. This is what I'm wearing today. And you can see this is how much I've used of it right there. So not a ton. And we shall see. We'll see how that goes. I completed the two that I wanted to. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the year. The other one I pulled is one I've not even tried yet. I bought this a long time ago. I know. It's the Natasha Denona Face Glow Foundation in the shade 20. So I've not used this at all. We'll see. I kind of have a feeling that I might like these combined. I'm not really sure, but I owe you a review on both of these, so you can expect to see those coming. I do have a sample of the Urban Decay Naked foundation, the new one, the all-nighter. So I'll be working through that. I'll be doing a kind of a mini review on that, and that will also get used up by the end of the year. So, you know, I'm trying to make a concerted effort to use samples when I get them. All right, eyebrow pencils. I had said I wanted to use up 2 eyebrow pencils. So far I've used up 4. So how about that for exceeding my goals? These weren't the goals that were lofty. So I used the Catrice, the NYX Micro Brow. I've used up a L'Oreal. I think I actually used up an Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I'm not counting that one. I used up the Goof Proof, which I have right here, and I'm telling you guys, this was really good. I think I just talked about this in my empties. This may be the one that I repurchase. We'll see. I have a few to use up first, but so the one I've added on is the It Cosmetics Brow Power. It's just the one in Universal. So that is the one I am currently working through. And if I get through that in this next quarter, then I will switch over. Let me just grab it to the ColourPop one that I hauled but forgot to haul, but then stuck in a picture. So yeah, those are the 2 that I have added into my list, and we'll see how many I get through in a year. Concealers, the Estee Lauder Double Wear. So this is in addition to the Tarte Maracuja concealer. The Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I have right here. I just showed it in my empties. It is completely used up. I even took out the little stopper to get out all of it. And I really like this. I really, really like that. I'm torn about whether I would repurchase that one or MAC Pro Longwear when I use up all my concealers. But so the other one that I had on this list was the Estee Lauder Perfectionist, which I haven't gotten into yet, and the MAC Pro Longwear. Now, I've reserved the right to change up my own rules and my own list. And so what I've done is replaced the Estee Lauder Perfectionist for the time being with the Bourjois. It's CC Eye Cream 123 Perfect or Perfect, take your pick. And I'm using this one because I've had this a really long time and I just feel like I need to use it before it goes bad. So that's why I switched those out. And you can't really tell how much is in here. You just keep twisting and hope that one day you don't have it while you're traveling and you run out. Just saying, it could happen. So now that I say that, I probably will not bring that when I travel next time. All right, so I had moved down the 1 powder foundation into this list that was on my list of things to use, and I did use up the Smashbox Photo Filter Powder Foundation. So I've not put another one in here yet. I kind of have pulled a few. I've been using the It Cosmetics. I've been using the Giorgio Armani. My goal was to finish one, so I'm not adding one in. I want to kind of use some of mine. I'm kind of working on how I want to do my use it up for 2017, so I'm not adding a ton of things in at this point. All right, finishing powders, I had chosen 2. One was the e.l.f. Correction Perfection, and then one was the BareMinerals. So we've had, can we have a moment of silence, please? We've had an issue. We've had a death. I dropped this while I was traveling. It is no more. It was $3. I'm over it. So I didn't necessarily use that up, so I'm not sure I actually hit my goal there because I didn't hit my goal because I didn't use it up. But I am moving on and focusing now on this one, which is the BareMinerals, which, oops, as I get it all over me, the Perfect Light Mineral Veil. So I've used a good amount of this. I don't know how to show you something like this, but I'm working through it. I promise you, I am working through it. All right, eye primers, Urban Decay Primer Potion, and it's funny, I should have put this in my empties because I can't get any more out of it. I kind of feel like I should cut it open though, but I'm darn close to this one being done, and I have moved on to the MAC, what is this actually called? 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. I really like this. I like both of them. I like the dispensing mechanism of the Urban Decay better, but this is no longer the case. So I like this one. I feel like a little more controlled dispensing of the product versus the MAC, which is, you know, it's just a little bit more controlled, not a lot more controlled. However, the new, I have another one like this that has the kind of spouty thing on it. And but from what I understand, you guys have told me that the new ones have the doe foot. It looks like this, but when you pull it out, when you unscrew this, it comes out and it's a doe foot, which kind of makes me sad because I don't know. I just like the little spout thing, and I feel like it's more hygienic and that sort of thing. All right. 2 blushes that I wanted to hit pan on. I think I had hit pan on both of them last time. So that was Cargo Tonga. No, actually, I think I hadn't. Okay, back up the truck. Tom Ford Frantic Pink, I had already hit pan on that. And I think, because I remember Instagramming about this, that when I was all excited about the fact that I did finally hit pan on Cargo. I mean, I'm telling you what, I've said it before and I will say it again. If you want to get your money's worth out of a blush, get yourself a Cargo blush. There are 8.9 grams of product in here. It seems like a lot. Yeah, sure enough. I just looked at my NARS blush, and my NARS blush has 4.8 grams of product. 8.9, 4.8. Just saying, and I think they're probably about the same price. This one might even be a little bit more. So, anyway, just in case you're curious. All right, 2 eyeshadows that I wanted to hit pan on. Wet n Wild Nutty. And I'm actually wearing that all over my lid today with Bad to the Bronze underneath it. And that is right there. And I have a good, decent amount of pan. I am continuing to use that because I have some backups now. Thank you to some sweet subscribers. And I would like to use up that one. So I'm continuing to work through that. Looking around for where I put my linen, and it's right here. I am continuing to work through linen. I use this every single day. Can you see there? I use this every single day after I put my primer on and I put my paint pot on. Then I use this all over just to give me a nice clean base. Really like that. Helps. If you've never tried that, try it. It helps for blending out your eyeshadow. It gives you just a really nice, easy, sort of smooth base to blend over. Lastly, in the eye section is eyeliners. So I wanted to use 3 eyeliners, either 2 blacks. I have a sheet in front of me, by the way, in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. Either 2 blacks and a brown or 2 browns and a black. I have already used Pixi Black Cocoa Onyx. I used up the Avon Glimmer Stick in Brown Chocolate. I used the Sleek Ooh La La Liner in Noir. And currently, so I've exceeded my goal. And currently I'm working on the Makeup Forever liner in 2L. I just looked, I didn't create a little, panning sheet for this, but I am working through this one. And I will set up I'll set up a little panning sheet for the next update. And then also the Tarte Black and Onyx. Aside from maybe getting 1 or 2 like in a kit or something this year, I've done really well at not purchasing any other eyeliners. I mean, I do not need any eyeliners, specifically black and brown. So I will continue always to be using up black and brown. I'm really trying not to purchase any new ones in black and brown. How many times can I say that? Because I just have so many that need to be used up. All right, 3 mini lipsticks. I had on my list NARS Rakugian, which I had used up last time. I had Marc Jacobs Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and NARS New Lover. And I'm happy to report to you that I used up both of those that were still on my list. So this is the Marc Jacobs in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, all used up. I absolutely love this shade. I have another little mini of this, so I'm not purchasing the full size, but I kind of want to, but I'm not going to. And then this is NARS New Lover. So those are the minis that I have currently used up. I'm not sure what I'm going to stick in there, but I will stick something. I decided I should pick one. So I'm picking the Buxom. I have a little mini Buxom in Dolly. That's a good everyday shade. So we will add that one. I was going to add my Estee Lauder Intense Nude, and I may throw that in there as well. I just don't have it right here to show you, but I may toss that in as well. And for bronzer, so I had picked two at the beginning of the year. MAC's, this is the one from their Alluring Aquatics, and it's the Extra Dimension Bronzer in Aphrodite Shell. I have to tell you, I really wish that this was permanent, because this particular shade, being a little more mauve, a little more rosy, we'll say that, worked really, really well for my skin type. I really liked this. I have used as much as I'm going to be able to use. You guys can't see, but there's like, this is like, I'm not sure if you can tell. I know you can see that it's textured, but it's actually textured. And I can't, you can't break it apart really. When you break it apart, kind of chunks come off because it's that Extra Dimension feel to it. You know, it's a little bit creamier than a bronzer at any rate, or than a powder product. I really, really liked this. Again, I wish it was permanent. I am considering this used up. I'm proud of myself. Thank you very much. So I've now moved on to the Mary Kay, and this is just, I think it's in light medium. It does not say, but it's a bronzer that, for all intents and purposes, it comes off matte. I'm gonna put a little on my hand. It has the slightest sheen to it, but it does not show up like that on my face. And I do like this. I have used, it's hard for me to tell, or hard for you to tell, I should say. You can kind of see I've used a good chunk of it there. So that is the bronzer that I will be using daily until that is gone. I think that that's everything, because all the other stuff was skincare and I had used all of that up. It was, you know, different sample sizes and that sort of thing. So I think that that's everything. I think we've covered it all with lots of rambling from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, or if you guys are working on a 2016 Use It Up project, let me know below how you guys are doing. If there's something you're struggling with, because maybe we can give you ideas on how to use up that product. I can, or, you know, other people reading the comments can give you an idea. So, all right, so on my face today is the Illamasqua Skin Base, as I talked about before. For blush, I have the Arbonne blush in Merlot, which looks like that. I like the color of this blush, but it's tricky to blend a little bit. Just an FYI. On my eyes, as I said, I have Bad to the Bronze, and then over the top of that, I have this Wet n Wild Nutty. Like, the name of that escaped me for a minute. And then for the other shades, I use the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. And I use kind of a combination of Instinct and Tempted, these two shades right here, as my transition. And then I use Lethal, the names really, on my outer corner and pulled in. I have a little bit of MAC Shroom on my inner corner. And then I have Blow as my brow bone highlight. For lips today, I have the Makeup Forever lip liner in 11C. And then Clinique's Berry Pop as my lipstick, because, you know, it's time for the berries, my friends. It's time for the berries. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.